European Union is seeking to partner Nigeria to define pathways that will lead to the achievement of a peaceful, prosperous and robust democracy for the country. This came up in discussions between the ambassadors of countries in the region and Nigeria as it held its fifth regular political dialogue in Abuja. Moyo Thomas was there.
Respect for human rights is one of the tenets of democracy. And with Nigeria still learning the ropes in practical democracy, the country relies on help from older democratic societies to help fine-tune its democratic process. And one area where developed nations believe Nigeria still trails behind is in its handling of human rights challenges, especially respect for the vulnerable, women and children, respect for the rule of law, and respect for tenets of professional practices like journalism. These shortcomings came out in discussions held behind closed doors between the EU and Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister. In a media briefing after the meeting, the minister disclosed that the two parties held a peer review of what human rights means in other climes, indicating areas where Nigeria needs improvement.
And we have had a very rich dialogue with exchanges of views on a number of different issues. Of course, looking at also how can we as the European Union best support our Nigerian partners in seeing that a right-based approach is there for the provision of basic social services to the Nigerian citizens, and as always, providing the best opportunities for the most vulnerable groups.
Issues with regards to, for instance, the court judgments in elections and decisions or the vote of Nigerians in elections being decided through the ballot box and less conditions of prisoners. We know, for instance, that's an issue. We have overcrowded prisons. And
insecurity has also escalated human rights abuses in Nigeria. Nigeria, as a signatory to international human rights instruments, needs to concentrate effort at implementation of all legal obligations, especially in conflict and post-conflict situations. The minister also affirmed that Nigeria has made concerted effort at improving human rights in the country by putting in place policies and structures, and is further committed to ensuring that more is done in this regard. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's bring in Moyo Thomas, who has more updates on the partnership that she just talked about. Do you think that ambassadors from the European Union agree with the position of government that human rights is improving in Nigeria?
They actually appreciated the fact that the federal government is making effort. The ambassador specifically mentioned the fact that the president came out to say that they are in support of the international courts, and they are also encouraging other African countries. That it shows that Nigeria has respect for human rights. Though we still have gray areas, we have areas to work on, but the country is making efforts. That was what the EU ambassador said.
All right, we'll get back to you subsequently for more updates on that particular story.